Good morning or good afternoon, everybody, depending where you're joining. Thanks for joining. This is Frank Teng here with OnSwitch, and I'm going to focus today on the next wave of solar and talking through some of the ways that some of the speed bumps that we face as an industry and how we're overcoming those speed bumps with more technology and better processes. So we're all pretty familiar with this curve here of declining hardware costs over time. We're all the beneficiaries of this now that we see hardware costs for solar dropping to 25 cents per watt just a few years ago. We know that this advancement is really driving our industry. It's exciting. It's helped solar quadruple the share of our generating capacity in the past 5 years, and only going to increase that. We squeezed a lot of juice from this orange on the hardware cost side, and folks like Matt or who's going to talk about CED Green Tech later are excellent partners in helping us with this. But the next challenge we've found is soft costs of selling and deploying solar. Really, the soft costs around sales, marketing, design, engineering, permitting, procurement, financing, and installation. So this is really where OnSwitch's founders, who originally hail from SunPower, saw this coming and started OnSwitch to take direct aim at reducing these soft costs. So we are really trying to change the game with panel hardware costs dropping to less than 50% of installed costs. We believe soft costs are really the next area to target and driving our industry forward. So briefly, who is OnSwitch? We're not your stereotypical startup founded by college dropouts. Our average leadership industry experience is 20 years, really comprised of a lot of seasoned alumni from SunPower's commercial and industrial division. We have more than $1 billion of deals under our collective belt, and we certainly have our sights to increasing that. So what are the speed bumps we find in the industry? Really, one of the first ones is high at-risk costs to develop projects. We're all experienced with this. We've all seen this. Basically, time to qualify eligible sites and whether customers are serious, time to solicit and evaluate quotes from multiple EPCs and material suppliers. There is a lot that we put in at the beginning of the deal. We can't consistently offer a low price, price low enough to win, because every deal gets a little different in the commercial space. Long and complex bidding forces us to, either iterate and shoulder higher costs. This leads to an expensive cycle. Really, higher selling costs lead to lower conversion rates, lead to increased prices, and we all know the name of the game, right? So, trying to get consistency and standardization is really key to helping our business models succeed. Third one is the long time and variable cost for managing project installations. Time to manage the EPCs, how to handle variable peaks in work, where your in-house staff might not be able to support it all and run with it. And then administration of contracts, permits, and reporting. Those are areas that some folks are very strong at. Some folks prefer, honestly, to deal less with. And, there's opportunities to partner there. So what we're seeing as OnSwitch is there's 3 key technologies for solar that are able to tackle these speed bumps. As we saw with the hardware technologies, these can really drop costs significantly. Obviously, the advent of aerial and satellite imaging, drone surveys, 3D enhanced modeling and imaging really helps to speed that data gathering process. And then we're finding automation using AI and analytics can really speed up the design and really help lay out systems when you're establishing certain parameters and iterating on that using machine learning. Third, platforms really to source product directly and engage quality pre-vetted partners to install as well as to speed pricing. We believe platforms can really help leverage a broad array of partners and really help drive deals forward faster. And so OnSwitch has really taken and woven these technology solutions together through one of our premier offerings, which is Sky Quotes. With Sky Quotes, what we're able to do is go from a property address to a contractable quote in less than 24 hours. And we're starting to approach minutes for that. Um, that basically we are taking, we are front loading a lot of the work that typically comes from designing and developing projects and making that easily available at the click of a button. That is really important to scaling our industry. And we believe that this can really help all of us in the industry help drive business forward, and really change how we approach not just buildings, but we need to change companies, right? In order to change the climate equation, we can't go building by building. We need to think systemically. But to do that manually is really hard. It takes too much effort and time. And so we've really been developed to automate that. We're set up to tackle this by giving customers information upfront, so they can make the best decisions holistically for their enterprise portfolios. We can process large batches of sites with consistent, accurate pricing. And really, that's the name of the game, is to change almost the way folks buy solar. Let's dive into a quick example of a solar quote, a sky quote here. So each sky quote, after you punch in a property address, shows 3 options for a cash purchase, and PPA options for 25 or 15 years. All the standard price, production, and payback numbers are there, along with cash flow models that you can click into and toggles that you can play with, and even a click to buy contractable link. So if a customer wants to pursue a PPA, of course, we are not financiers ourselves. We reach out to partners like Sustainable Capital Finance, which you'll hear from later. But our goal is really to transform the buying experience with this really simple, easy, understandable quote up front. We can reduce complexity in the buying process for customers, and really cut out those delays where there's a lot of information back and forth that we don't think is really adding a lot to the deals, and making them more complex than they potentially need to be. So the result is lower costs, and that hopefully helps us all win more deals. As you can see, how do we do that? We're reducing customer acquisition costs with those sky quotes in this light yellow bar here. And then we married the volume of a national provider on material costs with the lower cost structure of a local provider through our marketplace, where we're partnering with local installers. And really, we're bringing the best of both of those worlds and packaging that into a very cost competitive offering. We're finding that we're very competitive as low as 30 kilowatts and going as high as 3 megawatts. So combined with driving our relentless standardization and automation, we're really trying to give you a recipe to win more deals. And while we do work directly with some customer accounts, we're primarily here to sell through channel developers. So that's key to how we scale. So we're really looking to strive with partnering also with other folks in the ecosystem like DemandX and Extensible. So to summarize, we want to challenge those speed bumps that I framed earlier by wasting less time on unqualified sites, chasing down those costs. Sky Quotes really helps to drive that lead gen, outbound pre-qualification of inbound customers and quotes to get you in your hand ahead of even your first meeting. We can increase RFP win rate with consistently lower price using our automation and marketplace. And then we hope to scale project volume faster. We can support you with the E, P, and/or C part of your services to deliver an exceptional customer experience, so you can focus on what you do best. So I encourage you to check out OnSwitch on our website. You can kick the tires by requesting a quote just through our portal with simply an address. And of course, feel free to reach out to me. We're always interested in working with both developers and installers. So, and actually we're looking for installers right now in Northern California. We've got a lot of growth here. And so if folks see any presence out there, feel free to reach out to me. With that, I'll conclude and I'll take questions when we get to our Q&A.